Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Nah Mean Show. I'm your co-host, Shoot the Artist.
I'm No Face Rel.
And this is the lovely month of March. If you
March
know
Madness.
anything about March, it's March Madness. Go listen to that Future mixtape. It's amazing, But one of the best things about March is that it's Women's History Month. So, let's get right into it. Last month was Black History Month. We had our Black African American pioneers, This month we have our Women History pioneers, So getting right into it. Who we got? We got Katherine Johnson. You know who Katherine Johnson is, y'all? Listen, Katherine Johnson was part of the NASA 3. If you ever watched that movie, Hidden Figures, with the African American women going to go work for NASA and they getting treated horribly and stuff until they realize that they actually useful. Well, Katherine Johnson was the main character of the movie. She was a mathematician and basically she helped track the trajectory of one of the first manned space flights to space, and one of the first manned space flights to orbit the Earth, So shout out to Katherine Johnson. She's a pioneer and she's a role model for a lot of young ladies out there who want to be mathematicians. All these male dominated fields, women could really come out here and compete, and women have been coming out here and competing for decades now. So
True.
let Katherine Johnson be that example for you.
That's cool. So, know we had to give our honorable mentions to the ladies. So, definitely gonna be dropping those all month for y'all folks.
That's a fact.
So stay tuned. We definitely gonna get right into the community insight for y'all folks.
No, that go.
So we got the controversial Antonio Brown.
Antonio, the football player?
Yeah. So if y'all didn't know, his father, played for the Albany Firebirds in the 1990s.
Nah, I ain't know that.
And he was on the football team. It's a local arena football team here. So now he's part owner of the Albany Empire football team.
What?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
So this happened over the past week. He came and had a press conference, and also his father is going to be president and operational manager. So definitely a good look to see that coming to Albany.
Nah, that's a fact. To have a prominent football player come back to his roots or his father roots and take charge and come back, give back to the community, he's really set an example of what a lot of our famous sports players should be doing. Go back to your roots.
True.
Take care of what took care of you, And for my community insight, we got this multi-billion-dollar company called Kuwait that just set up shop in the capital region, Colony to be more specific. If you don't know what Kuwait is a corporation, and it's one of the largest engineering and construction companies in North America. They're worth over $12.1 billion. Well, I don't know if that's their net worth. I know that's their revenue. That's how much money they're bringing in every year, at least $12 billion, So with that being said, they also operate in multiple industries such as transportation, mining, oil, gas, power, and water, So the state of New York recently asked Kuwait to be part of this $6 billion infrastructure plan that's spanning from the Canadian border all the way down to New York City,
Ooh.
And you said who?
No, I was just saying who.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, facts. That is cool. But where did Kuwait come from? We don't know. We just know they one of the biggest engineering and construction companies, But on the way down to the city, they have to stop here in the capital region, in Albany, to be more specific.
Of course.
We the capital city. So they set up 3 offices in the Colony area. I think 1 and 2 Circle Lane, if you know where that is, So you could go over there and find the Kuwait offices, But they said that basically what they plan to do in the capital region is to at least employ 30 permanent positions in the Albany city area. Now, I don't know if they're going to be expanding to like Troy or Schenectady or whatever, but if you win the capital region, you can definitely apply and be part of this new infrastructure project that's going down, So that's my community insight.
That's cool. So since we on a high note, folks, did you get to a chance to watch that Chris Rock special? Uh,
Yeah, the live
yeah,
Netflix thing. Yeah, I
yeah,
definitely watched that.
man. So a lot of things we definitely can't repeat that he said
Yeah, not at all.
on the special, but far as his comeback towards basically with Will Smith and the slap at the Oscars, this was his whole comeback, and everybody's wanted to pay attention to that, and to get a word on what Chris Rock is gonna do or say, and he he let it out.
Yeah, he
He
definitely
unleashed it.
did.
He unleashed it more than than expected. Definitely was funny. So, how you feel about the stand up?
I mean, like LL Cool J said, don't call it a comeback. He been here for years. Chris Rock been here, but he was quiet. Now, what took place during this Saturday night Netflix live special was, it made me feel all different types of emotions. I laughed. Some things he said I thought was egregious. Some things I thought he was spot on, And it's just all I took it as that's just how he's feeling. This is his only way he could really express what he's really feeling without breaking down in tears and crying. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
So as grown men, you have to handle your emotions and stuff differently. So he's like, why come out on social media and say XYZ when I can get paid to talk about it? Imagine something horrible, traumatizing. The world sees it, and instead of you just coming out for free because you mad, you emotional, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna get paid for this. Y'all wanna hear my opinion? Y'all gotta pay me. I'm already a comedian, so I feel like it was a power play on Chris Rock. And shout out to Netflix.
Yeah, because he said instead of me going up to Oprah or the Gale Network to go talk, and people want to see him cry and show that feminine side of a man, and break
Exactly.
down. But he persevered and came through. So shout out to that. Word.
That's a fact, So also in the topics of crazy things, besides Chris Rock calling Will Smith Suge Smith, I thought that was hilarious. We got this new company. It's called, what is it called? It's called London's Imagineering Lab. Imagineering, not engineering, Imagineering. So London's Imagineering Lab, right? They just came out and dropped this new device that's called the Kissinger. So basically, right? It sounds like it, right? Sounds what it imagine what the Kissinger sounds and looks like, right? So basically, they created these silicone lips that you can plug into your phone, whether through the headphone jack if you got an Android or the iPhone port if you got an iPhone. And if you have a long distance relationship with your, whoever you in a long distance relation, I can't even say the word, y'all. I don't do those. Long distance relationships.
Get it out.
If you in one of those with somebody and you want to kiss them, get the Kissinger, because basically what it does is it mimics the pressure sensors that the person pushes on the lips. So if both of y'all in two different places and y'all put y'all lips on the Kissinger and kiss, y'all can essentially feel the amount of pressure the other person is putting into this kiss.
What? Is this what we come to now?
Yeah, cause
is this what we really
listen?
Come to?
It's a mind you, it was developed in London, but it's being pushed in Asia because it's the Chinese kitchen device. They just use London's Imagineering Lab, but Asia's pushing this because it's a pandemic of people being lonely and sad. So they need to replicate it. And, some places like Japan, I never been there. If y'all watching the show and y'all from Japan, let us know what's really going on. I heard that's lack of intimacy going on. So people don't even want to touch each other or even be around each other. So
that's everywhere.
Especially after COVID. After what COVID did, yeah, people don't want to be around each other. So they coming up with devices like this to combat that problem. So at least people can feel some type of intimacy. Now, what are these lips made out of? They made out of silicone. So if you like fake body parts that feel real, this shouldn't be so bad for you,
That's a normal transition for some for some of y'all out there.
Yeah, the BBLs and all that. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. They creating a whole market for that type of stuff. I just say, are you gonna be the consumer or are you gonna be the producer with this new age technology?
True.
You know, so yeah.
So, for y'all folks out there, iHeartRadio is having a festival, and this festival is the Black Effect Podcast, and that's they're gonna be running that down in Atlanta, April 22nd. They're gonna be having Charlemagne and Just Hilarious hosting it, so we definitely gonna be making our way down there. So if y'all wanna catch us and catch some other dope podcasts, feel free to join us. You know, it's a dope experience.
That's a fact. Definitely. We can't wait to see y'all down there. If y'all make it down there, we gonna see you, know? But we got economy talk. Listen, y'all, listen. It's episode 5. We done talked about all types of things going on in the economy. But today, it really hits home. It really hits home. Some of our earliest memories from childhood involve what I'm about to talk about today in economy talk.
Break it down for them, man. Break it easy.
No, they got the milk, they got white, they got dark, they got all types. We're talking about chocolate, people. Chocolate.
Yeah, he said it. Chocolate.
Chocolate. Where does it come from? Who makes it? Who produces it? You know, who's getting paid off making the chocolate? Well, let me give y'all a brief overview of what's going on in the chocolate industry, you know? So, first of all, the 2 countries that produce the most chocolate are the Ivory Coast and Ghana. I hope y'all know where the Ivory Coast and Ghana is at. Ivory Coast and Ghana are West African countries that sit right off of that's the Atlantic, right off the Atlantic Ocean, right on West Africa. They produce 60% of the world's cocoa beans, 60% of the chocolate. So all the chocolate that you ever ate in your life, 6 out of 10 pounds came from one of these 2 countries, you know? So, boom. You know? Yeah.
Now, why does it matter where does the chocolate come
Okay, so this is why it matters, because just like when we talked about the cobalt, you feel me? How they had the illegal mining. Now, we turning it to agriculture. Now, mining and agriculture, the way that you produce the raw materials have 2 different effects, but still, we going into how they don't have the proper infrastructure. So instead of with a pickaxe and a hard hat, now you have a shovel. You got a bucket still. Yeah. You gotta climb up. You gotta pick the cocoa pod.
The same concept.
Yeah, pick the cocoa pod up the tree, bring it down, open the pod up. They scooping the raw material out of the beans, and then they're shipping that raw product material to Sweden. Switzerland. Swiss chocolate not made in Switzerland. It's really grown and farmed in Ghana or Ivory Coast. They just make the finished product out there. But because of the economy and the currency that's going on, most people in Ghana, Ivory Coast can't even afford the final product of chocolate. They don't even know the Hershey's bar tastes like, a Kit Kat, a Reese's, a Snickers. I don't know what those taste like either. I'm allergic to peanut butter, but still, they can't even buy it. A Hershey bar $2. They're getting paid $1 a day. Not even that. Sometimes they getting paid cents on the dollars for these raw product that they shipping out of their country. But
horrible.
Mind you, the country it's in the industry is in such disarray that at least when you're mining, you could just keep digging, and if it collapses or whatever, you could just keep digging. But when it comes to farming, the land is so dry, the soil is so used up that it's hard to irrigate it, it's hard to water, it's hard to grow new cocoa plants and new harvesters in this soil that has been used for decades. Bruh. You feel me? Mind you, cocoa wasn't even native to Ghana, Ivory Coast. They brought that over in like the 1800s. You feel me? They brought that over in the 1800s. So mind you, this same crop's been grown in these same places for over 100 years. They're not switching it around. They're not doing nothing. Mind you, because a lot of the production is illegal. So if you have legal companies that's in place, they can make sure that there's wildlife preservation, that there's soil preservation, making sure that these cocoa beans could grow properly and they could produce the best product. Or you remember when we was in school, they taught us how if you use this patch of land too much, the land get bad. So the Native Americans went to the next patch of land, grew over there. Then a year or two later, they came back to the previous land. No, they just growing on the same land. So now we might be faced with a chocolate shortage, y'all.
I know you got that sweet tooth, but yeah, it's gonna be a heartbreak.
Listen, y'all ever watch Everybody Hates Chris with Chris Rock, right? Ironic. Remember how his mother Rochelle loved her turtle doves? And whenever she didn't have them, the episode got crazy. It got hectic. But as soon as she got it, everything was smooth. It was cool. It was chill. Well, guess what? We're going to have a lot of people who won't be able to eat turtle doves, and chocolate might even turn into the premium, So let me give y'all 4 points on what's adding to this potential chocolate shortage that might hit us, So that way, every time you eat a piece of chocolate,
be mindful.
Yeah, be mindful. Think about it. Somebody got paid $1. The same $2 you paying, they got paid that for the week, for the day. To help make sure you got that sweet tooth that you're going to just eat the chocolate bar in a minute or two. Some of y'all are gluttonous, but let's get into it. Yeah. So the growing demand of chocolate is rising. So even though it might be a shortage, more and more emerging markets and third world countries are just getting put on the chocolate. So imagine you went your whole 20 years, you never ate chocolate. You taste it. Now you like, oh my God. To the point now everyone around you is like, oh, people selling chocolate bars now. Oh my God. So the more people get put on the chocolate, more people like it, the demand goes up. Now, if the production don't get better, it's going to be a shortage, So be on the lookout for that.
True.
Also, just like all corrupt places where there's precious resources and minerals to be mined or farmed, we got political instability, So many of the top cocoa producing countries like Ivory Coast and Ghana, they experience that social instability. You feel me? And that could disrupt the cocoa supply chain. You feel me? Somebody order, say Hershey's or Mars order X amount of tons of chocolate or cocoa from one of these countries, but due to the political instability, a war break out. Now that cargo is stopped and sieged and it's gone now. Somebody else get it, or competitor got it, or some third party chocolate company. You never know. So when you're trying to do business in these countries, you have to be aware that you're taking on a significant amount of risk to where even the people working for you, they will turn if there's a better price because the conditions are horrible when it comes to these industries. Not the whole country, just talking about the chocolate industry from the bottom to the top, Also, just like when we talked about the eggs and them chickens being in them deplorable, horrible conditions, you feel me? And how they catch the diseases. These cocoa plants been around for so long, a lot of them is cloned. They got the same genetics. So any little disease come along is wiping out the whole cocoa production. You feel me? Or you getting half your regular yield. You feel me? So now it's like, okay, dang, they not even trying to buy my product. Because mind you can't just grow cocoa and just sell it. No, you have to go to the official cocoa board of sellers and buyers. You feel me? So you got to be an official seller to make sure you selling good quality product, and you got to be an official buyer to make sure that you official. You got to buy your pass or buy in. So now you got to work on the union prices on your cocoa. So now if you could try to sell it outside the union, but you're not going to get the best prices, So also we got industry consolidation, So basically the global chocolate industry is only a few companies that's holding like 50%. So we got Mars, you feel me? What and a couple other chocolate companies, Hershey's, you feel me? Mars, Hershey, Cadbury, So these official companies, they take up the whole 50% of the global market. But mind you, how Ghana and Ivory Coast produce 60% of their, right? This is a $60 billion industry, but these two countries only see 2%. How? So you tell me out of $60 billion, they only getting $2 billion back, and they not even getting the whole billion directly into the economy to help the people. A lot of this is back in corruption deals going on for this little piece of cocoa,
Not the cocoa.
So if these three companies come together, they could really do a monopoly and put one price and shut out all competitors. So say if you want to be an up and coming startup chocolate company, oh, I want to compete. Yeah, you got big competition because your competitors is international and they could come together and outprice you. They could sell the product for nothing. The same price that they're paying the farmer, they could go sell the chocolate at that price just to put you out of business because they know that you need more materials, you need more resources, you need more capital in order to get to that specific space, you know? So that's my economy, Chuck. Y'all, chocolate is deeper than we thought, you know? We ain't talking about what it tastes like. We're talking about the financial and economic and social impacts of these industries. Y'all look deeper into it. So next time you enjoying your brownie, your chocolate sundae from McDonald's, your M&Ms or whatever, you know, think about it. How much it costs to get that to your mouth, you know? That's my talk.
So that was the economy talk with Shoot the Artist.
So
Recently I've been, sometimes I be turning the TV on, watching the basketball game or something. But recently I came across something about Ja Morant, and he's just been in the news just in a horrible way. The last time I seen him in the news, it was like he was getting a Nike deal after Kyrie Irving got kicked out of there, and they wound up was going to make him his own signature shoe. But now I'm starting to see things reverse, and seeing that he was on Instagram with a flash and a gun.
What the heck?
I'm hearing that he had situation where he punched a underage kid.
What?
Face.
Oh nah.
I'm hearing other situations that he also went up to like a local finish line.
And did what?
And he had about 9 people with him, so he was looking to jump somebody.
What? Wait. Isn't he an NBA basketball player?
This is an NBA player that we talking about.
So the way I thought he was a rapper just now. The way he's moving.
So, and the funny thing about speaking of rapper, he's actually dropping a song.
He's dropping a song
next week with D. Antonio Brown that I mentioned earlier.
Whoa.
Yeah, so yeah.
These sports collab and crossovers is getting crazy now.
To go back into the matter is that he's moving like like he doesn't have any sense, any home training at all. Like I feel like the people around him should at least understand like you got kids, people, the whole world watching you, and he's a hell of a talent as far as basketball, and it's just terrible just to see him going into this direction,
Yeah, definitely. Both parties are to blame. His blame because he should be able to think for himself. You got X amount of money. You shouldn't have to depend on nothing. Your talent got you there. Your talent got you that money, So it's like you should be able to discern what you got going on. And then for the people around them, it's like y'all over here pushing all these other agendas. Y'all don't want him to be great.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want him to have money. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all eating off of him now.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? And he just, that's the bro. That's fam. That's bro. I'm feeding y'all. And y'all going to condone these
activities.
This
low frequency.
These low frequency activities that could risk him losing his bag. And then it's like the way that the NBA is set up, they going to give him so many chances, but they will cut him and find a new person.
Yeah.
How many people playing basketball? You know how many people will love that opportunity and will jump at it? So
1,000 Ja Morants out there. That's waiting to fill that spot. So be grateful of your situation, Ja Morant, and I'm not saying that everything that we see on the internet is true about you, but flashing the gun, that was purposely you, and he had to apologize 2 days later, and it's like, why should you have to apologize? Why are you like, this is just have some sense with your whole situation. But to lighten the situation, one of the fans' favorite, we're gonna be going with Would You Rather this week.
Would you rather? You know that. So I'm gonna pop it off. It's simple, but it's deep though. So would you rather have no mouth or no ears? It's simple, but it's deep. So think about it. That's my fears.
Now, if you have no mouth, how are you gonna eat? Like, is it just gonna be like a way for the person with no mouth to eat, like a feeding tube or something, like, or
Yeah, they might have to like directly pump something into your stomach.
so it's like, hmm, I'm probably going to say no mouth. I mean, like,
You want to hear?
yeah, I want to hear, because I'll be able to still learn. You know, I can't speak. You know, and it kind of goes back to the whole, like not being able to like, I don't know, pretty much just have that conversation to the point where like if you don't, I'm not able like to hear what you're saying or something like now.
You
I'm
can't
just
comprehend.
yeah, I'm lost. So I'm definitely gonna go with the
Now I'm gonna have to go with the no ears because I like eating food and I can't the thought of not having to taste food and they have to put a tube in me. Nah, I take no ears. I'll try to go get a hearing aid and glue it to my skull. Cause there's no ear to hold it, so you gotta glue the hearing aid on. Hopefully, I might be able to
I can
hear.
just see you just like just eating, just like and people throwing stuff at you or people making noise behind you, and you
Just eating
yeah,
peacefully.
you don't hear a thing. Like.
That's amazing. That's what I'm going with.
So since we was talking about some chocolate, the
Mm.
also the addiction to chocolate. So would you rather no salt or no sugar? Just period. Like
Well, here in America, we the land of salt and sugar, so
yeah, the combination of both.
like everything, like
Go
go to
hand,
Dunkin' Donuts is just salt and sugar.
yeah, go hand in hand very well.
No, Taco Bell, salt. Dairy Queen, sugar. You feel me? So it's oh man.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get rid of the salt, cause like I said,
Yeah.
I could still have like
Mm,
different herbs and different vegetables to season my food. It just won't have that that like
that salt
yeah, that
flavor.
salt.
I mean,
But
both sugar and salt is bad for you.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go with no sugar.
now everything is just. I mean, you can still eat like I guess you could eat fruits,
Yeah, I'll just
the
eat.
natural,
Yeah,
the
I'll
natural
I'll
sugars.
dry up the fruit and then crush it up to make some fruit sugar, and then I'll add it. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get it. But that regular bleach sugar, that's bad.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with no sugar. Salt me up.
cool, cool. So, would you rather like a new season of an old show that you liked, or an old movie that you like? So, for example, if it's like a show that you used to watch and they stopped making seasons for it, like which show that would you want to,
Oh yeah.
or would it be a movie?
Nah, I'm gonna have to go with this show because there's a few shows that.
And if so, what show? Choose one of them.
Dang, I can't even remember the name of the show. Hold on. Okay, so I don't know for my anime people out there. I don't know if y'all know this show. It's called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, if they made another season, that'd be amazing.
Hmm. See, I'll definitely choose the show as well, and I will go with Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I didn't like the way it ended out. They had Walt wound up going to the woods and kind of just moving away from the whole situation. Then my other bro moved to like some Nazi type situation where he was just like a robot. Like I feel like it was meant to go on to the next season for them to join back at hands with each other. I feel like it goes different a bunch of ways, but Breaking Bad was definitely
That's a
there's
fact.
definitely some space there for the next season or two.
Let us know what y'all think. What y'all want. What would y'all pick? A new season for old show that you like. So yeah, my next would you rather is would you rather live in the desert or would you rather live in the Arctic? So it's just sand everywhere or just snow anywhere. Which one would you pick? No face.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
I'm picking sand.
Yeah, I'll definitely probably because I could definitely find some. I mean, it's the desert, so it would be real hard to find some water. But I think I have a better chance at finding water than finding warmth in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Like trying to find a place to get warm and warm up real quick. Like it's
Yeah, but then also the desert is a 2 for 1 because at night it get
cold. Yeah.
crazy cold too because the sand just pick up whatever's in the air and adjust to that temperature. So you might be able to make some warmth by the time it get cold in the desert.
Mm.
But yeah, that Arctic is. If you from New York, we call the cold brick. So it be brick. You like frozen.
Yes, I'll definitely.
you know.
I'll pick this. I'll go with the desert.
Yeah, desert boys. You know that. So yeah, let's get into our favorite segment, lifestyle and debt.
Thank you. So, yeah, let me. I had to take a deep breath. For
Take
that
your
one.
time. Take your time.
So,
You know?
the lifestyle in depth today is going to be finding your purpose, and I feel like a lot of us just have a hard time trying to find our purpose.
That's a fact.
And what's the reason why we're here, or what's the reason why we're born, or what's the reason I'm working in this job, or it's a numerous reasons. So, finding your purpose. Why is finding your purpose in life so important? Well, living in a meaningful life contributes to a better physical health and mental fitness.
That's a fact.
So, we're gonna get into the breakdown of what's some ways to helping you finding your purpose in life. So we're gonna give you a couple key points. So please pay attention to what I'm saying. So first off, you gotta develop your growth mindset. Now, when challenges come your way, look at them like opportunities. Be able to accept feedback and constructive criticism. That's ways right there how you could develop a growth mindset.
That's a fact.
So number two, you want to create a personal vision statement, whether you write it down or you just have it as a mental note. You gotta have that vision. You gotta know You gotta know where you're going. You don't know exactly where you're going, but you gotta have like some type of pinpoint.
That's a fact.
And number three, you want to give back. Giving back can enhance your sense of meaning. So when you help others, you also help yourself. Look at ways to be of service and acts of kindness.
Matthew 7:12.
True. And number four, practice gratitude. Focus on gratitude strengthens the sense of purpose. Studies show that gratitude activates the same reward response in the brain as pro-social behavior.
What?
So practicing that gratitude is very important.
That's fire.
So number five, this is one of my favorite of it. Turn your pain into purpose. We all have struggles in life. Overcoming these challenges shape who we are and gives us a unique strengths and perspective just on life. Sometimes when you set the bar just a little higher than normal and then you go at it and go through it, you reveal to yourself that you're capable of doing more than what you are on a day-to-day basis. You might look at yourself like, no, I'm just capable of doing this because that's what you tell yourself.
And that's what you used to.
But if you set that bar just a little higher and go and achieve that, you like, wow, I did that. So definitely turn your pain into purpose. Now with number six, you gotta explore your passions. Your passions and your interests are a good indicator of the area where your true purpose may lie, but can be hard to identify. So they're so ingrained into the way of our thinking that sometimes it becomes blind to us. So it's just like, as far as with the whole podcasting thing, if we was just like just doing this as a hobby and we was comfortable with that, that would be fine. But
Yeah,
but we would be blind to the fact that where we can go with it.
exactly. The potential paths will be closed.
Yeah, exactly. So you might prefer to keep your passion as a hobby, or you might turn it into a full source of income. The choice is yours. Uh, with number seven, this is the last one. So spend time with people who inspire you. So this is a famous quote that I heard before. You are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. So if you spend time with positive and people with purpose driven, they are likely to inspire you. You have to have the same mindset and going forward, and you just gotta have, just be in that same orbit,
True, true.
and you may even discover your purpose through them. Just hanging out with those type of people, and you might be like, oh, this is something that I love to do, and just make sure you evaluate your relationships and surround yourself with others in that same orbit as you. So that right there is 7 ways to help you give some insight on finding your purpose in
You
life.
know?
You already probably have your purpose. You probably already live in it. You just don't know it. So
Yeah, you gotta get it solidified, you know? Dig deep and really find yourself. Take some alone time and really think about and reflect about your life up until now. You might find some hidden things you looked over.
that's true. That's true. So we closing out the end of the episode, but yo, what's name like a food like that you hated as a kid and that you enjoy now?
Okra.
Okra,
Yeah.
you enjoy it now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I used to hate it as a kid.
I still. It's funny. It was the reverse for me. I liked it a little bit as a kid. Now I just can't eat it at all.
Mm. Yeah, I used to I used to think my grandmother was cooking snails or something or slugs.
Yeah,
I'm like,
mushy.
what? I don't know, slug, granny.
Now, what's like a food that you still hate? Like that you.
um, anything with ricotta cheese in it, like lasagna with ricotta cheese. Yeah, disgusting. A food?
I used to hate. Well, I still do. I don't like liver. I mean,
Oh nah, liverwurst, horrible, horrible, horrible. Liver. Oh my god.
yeah,
Spam, horrible.
yeah. Like liver is like
Oh,
I don't know. There's so much different choices.
I don't want tuna fish no more. I used to love tuna fish as a kid. I hate tuna fish. I don't want to eat that no more. I'm good. I've had
Have you ever had chitlins?
no, no. I never liked it.
Have-
Still don't like
Have
it.
you ever smelt somebody cook it?
Yeah, that's why I didn't
Boy.
like
Oh,
it.
boy. I'm like, what is the reason
Why we gotta go back into our history?
why we gotta stink up the whole house just to eat?
Just to eat. I mean, that's what the ancestors had to go through,
True.
you know? So that's like, when we do that, it's like giving remembrance to them, and this is what they had to go through. But it's contained in the house now. Before, it would just be out in the open, and everybody know you cooking.
Yeah. But yeah, this been a dope episode for
You
y'all.
know?
We definitely gonna be
fact.
returning next week for y'all folks.
Every week, you know that.
I know y'all see me sporting, the non-mean
Nah, I mean,
show t-shirts. We definitely got these, so definitely DM the Instagram, email. We got the banner down below.
you know. And as usual, this the Nah Mean Show, and I'm your co-host, Shoot the Artist.
I'm No Face Rel. Nah, I mean.
Nah, I mean. Welcome everybody. As you already know, it's your favorite artist, Shoot the Artist, and today we got Painting with Shoot. Now, today's painting is, something that it resonates with me, because I'm not a thinker, I'm a planner, So this painting is called The Planner. You see how he's just sitting there. He's not thinking. He already thought it. Now he's putting the plans together to get ready to do it. You can only be a doer if you have a plan to do it. I mean, some people do things without a plan, and they might have good or bad results. But if you plan it like you see he doing, you might get better results, And you gotta have your comfy chair, You gotta chill. So this is the planner, y'all. So when y'all going throughout your day and y'all just thinking, take them thoughts, put them into a plan, and take action, And that's my painting with Shoot. Shoot.